Hey Bayek, it's me Ian. And in today's video, I'm looking at this. This is Cocoon from 1985. Wow, this film, absolutely love it. I've been wanting to do this review for a while, and I finally got around to doing it. I absolutely adore this film. It's really a sci-fi, fantasy, comedy, drama. It's got everything you want from a film in this. This is just fantastic. Now, it's 117 minutes long. And it's 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I suppose for them isn't too bad. And it was made on a budget of $17.5 million and made at the box office, now I can understand this, $85.3 million. It was a massive success, which I suppose inevitably led to the rather disappointing sequel. So this screenplay was written by Tom Benedek, and it's based on a story by David Saperstein. Now, it's directed by Ron Howard. What a name for so many reasons. In his younger days, the acting roles, and of course, as a director, he directed just before this film, Splash, which is a wonderful film, 1984. He did, of course, Apollo 13, 1995. Did The Da Vinci Code, 2006. Angels and Demons, 2009. And then finally in that trilogy, Inferno, 2016. He also did a Star Wars film, Solo, a Star Wars story, 2018, which in retrospect has got better reviews, I think, than it did initially. So he's a great director, and you can't fault him at all in this film. He does it so well, mixes the special effects and the locations wonderfully. Now, the music is by James Horner. I could list all the films he is involved in. There's so many great composer. I'll just point out two films. Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. He did the music for that. That's 1982. Brainstorm, which is a very good film, favourite of mine, 1983. That's Natalie Wood's last film. Sadly, she died on set on that one. And then Aliens, 1986. I'll just say Titanic, 1997. But there's loads, absolutely stacks more. Now, locations are good in this. A lot are based around St. Petersburg in Florida. The Shuffleboard Club, Suncoast Manor, retirement community, filming around there, and the Coliseum, and Snell arcade buildings. All these wonderful, but the water locations are just fantastic. The filming, the underwater sequences as well, very skillfully done. And I say, mixed with the special effects to reveal the aliens is great. Absolutely wonderful. I don't think they're over the top either, the special effects. They fit in well. I think that, they still stand up well today. They're not overdone at all. Now, we'll go through the cast. And it's got a very big cast, a lot of mixtures of older actors and actresses with some newer ones. So we've got Don Ameche, who plays Art Selwyn. He dates right back to 1935, Three Musketeers, 1939. A Fever in Blood, 1961. But I think most notably that you would know him in is in Trading Places, the brilliant comedy that is 1983. Eddie Murphy, of course, in that is fantastic. Absolutely love that one. And of course, he appeared in Cocoon, The Return, 1988, and a film called Oscar, 1991. Then we've got Milford Brimley, who plays Len Luckett. He goes back 1968. The China Syndrome, 1979, he was in. He was in The Thing. Wow, The Thing, yes, 1982. He's a very recognisable face because he appeared in Cocoon, The Return. The Firm, 1993. Hard Target, 1993. These are just some films that I'd point out that he's in, but very recognisable. Then we've got Hugh Cronin, who plays Joe Finley. Goes back to 1943. He was in Phantom of the Opera, 1943. He was in Hitchcock film Lifeboat, 1944. Cleopatra, who wasn't in Cleopatra, 1963. Brewster's Millions. Oh, yeah, he was in that one. That's from 1985. Great comedy. Cocoon, The Return, 1988. He was in that. Pelican Brief, 1993. Then we've got the wonderful, he's such an outstanding actor, Brian Deney, who plays Walter. Well, I didn't realise he was in Looking for Mr. Goodbar, which is a brilliant classic film, which is quite hard to get hold of, with Dan Keaton in that one, 1977. Absolutely loved that when I saw it at the cinema. My big regret is that I didn't get, even, I don't think I've got the DVD of that. I should have that. Anyhow, to me, it's First Blood, the Stallone, the best of that Rambo set of films. First Blood is an absolute outstanding piece of filmmaking. 1982, and he's brilliant in that. He's in that. Of course, he appeared in Cocoon, The Return, 1988. Righteous Kill, 2008, with Pacino and De Niro. Then we've got Jack Gilford, who plays Bernie Lebowitz. He goes back to 1944. A funny thing happened on the way to the Forum, 1966, which is quite a big film. And of course, he was in Cocoon, The Return, 1988. Then we got a younger actor, Steve Guttenberg, who plays Jack Bonner. He was in Diner, 1982. He was in Short Circuit, 1986. Amazon Women on the Moon, 1987. Three Men and a Baby, 1987. Cocoon, The Return, 1988. They keep popping up, don't they? And Three Men and a Little Lady. He was in that one as well, which was the follow-up to Three Men and a Baby, 1987 one. Fantastic. He's a comedy actor, really. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Then we've got Maureen Stapleton, who plays Mary Luckett. She goes back to 1955. She was in The Fugitive Kind, 1960. She was in A View from the Bridge. That's 1962. She was in Airport, 1970. Yeah. The Money Pit, 1986. Of course, Cocoon, The Return. I keep saying it, don't I? And, yeah, they're just some of the highlights of the films that she was involved in. Then we've got Jessica Tandy. What an actress. She plays Alma Finley. She goes back to 1930. She was in The Seventh Cross, 1944. Forever Amber, 1947. And this is a great film. She was in The Desert Fox, The Story of Rommel, 1951, where she played Rommel's wife. James Mason, outstanding in that. The Bostonian as well. That's an absolute costume drama classic. 1984. She was in that. But of course, the film that she got recognised by an Oscar-winning performance was in Driving Miss Daisy. That was in 1989. Wow, she was in that and won an Oscar. What a film. And then Fried Green Tomatoes, 1991, and Camilla, 1994. Then we've got Gwen Verdon, who plays Bess McCarthy. She goes back to 1936. She was in Damn Yankees, 1958. Cocoon, The Return, 1988. And Bruno, 2000. Yes. Then we've got Herta Ware, who plays Rosa Letovitz. No, she was in, the film 2010, which was a sequel to 2001 Space Odyssey. And that is from 1984. Then Critters 2, The Main Course, 1988. Cocoon, The Return, 1988. And Desperate But Not Serious, 1999. They're just some films. And then we've got, and she's quite outstanding in this film. I can't understand why her career didn't develop more. But there's still that. It's Tanya Welsh, who plays Kitty, one of the aliens. And she's so sweet in her performance. It's wonderful. She's Raquel Welch's daughter. Now, she was in Cocoon, The Return, and Night Train to Venice, which is a gothic horror from 1993. She was in Search and Destroy, 1995, and Body and Soul, 1991. But her career, I think she's just retired from acting. This is such a shame, really, because she's really good in it. I really enjoy her performance. And her relationship with Steve Guttenberg, with his comedy, but it's really sweet. It's wonderful. As are all the relationships in this, really. So you're saying, what is this? This film, really, essentially, if you look at it, is about the fountain of youth. And what has happened is that these aliens have come back to retrieve some of their, friends and, members who were left behind. They left them behind. And they're in these, pods, cocoon things. And what they've done, they've rented out this swimming pool area, and they put those in there. But of course, it has an effect on the water, and these residents from an old people's home sneak in and start swimming around in there. And as they get home, they start to feel younger. They get that feeling back, and one of them is cured of a disease. Yeah, an incurable disease is cured. And all this is amazing. We've seen it, and everybody really is getting into it. And of course, the story develops with getting understanding with the aliens when they reveal themselves. It's a wonderful story. It's beautiful. I remember my mum and dad, who probably normally I wouldn't have expected to have liked this film, absolutely adored this film. And I love it as the fact that they did. And I do now. I watched it again. How can you not like this film? It's just so sweet, so beautiful. And it's funny as well. It's funny. And maybe I'm getting old as well, because I appreciate it. But I just think it's a wonderful piece of filmmaking. It's just such a classic film to me. It's probably not considered a classic generally, because I know you don't hear many people talking about this film. They may have heard of it. The only talking, if I hear, is that it's difficult to get hold of nowadays. But it is a beautiful film. And I can't fault it enough. Everybody's outstanding. The younger actors and the older actors. It just says it all, how good it is. I can't recommend this. No, if you've never seen this, well, it's well worth watching. And everything about it, even the music as well, the score is just perfect. to the film, because I'm listening now more to scores. Yes, I am listening. I talked before, but there you are. It's not intrusive, and there's some great bits. You know, you get like in the music, you get a lot of sort of the traditional sort of swing music of their youth era. You know, this big band kind of music, and then we go into the 80s kind of music as well. That mixes in. That's what makes it, you know, I noticed all that. It's great, wonderful, old and young, brilliant. The fountain of youth. That's what it's all about. So here's my copy of Cocoon. Now, this one is a Eureka one, and it is extremely rare. There was one copy on eBay. They were asking £100 for blooming heck. There is a copy of Cocoon, but it's a German one, so there's no English one available now. I don't think even an American one. This time this was re-released again. But this, as I say, is brilliant. I'm so lucky I've got this. I really am. And there's that, and then there's the back there. There's some really good special features on here that are just absolutely amazing special features. And look at this. Look at that. Isn't that outstanding? Absolutely. Take that out. Yeah, now this is worth doing. And we've also got the little booklet, but look at this. Look at that. Brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Just put this disc back carefully. Beautiful. And then we have a little booklet. Yeah. That's a lucky answer. I've got this. Let's say, and then the booklet. It's a good one because there's a lot of text in here as well. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Brilliant. So, yeah. Hopefully then we'll re-release it and make it more easier. Oh, good. Just get the German version. That's what you have to do. The return one, of course, you can get easy. The return one is not really a good film. It's kind of repeating this again, but not doing it in a good way. It's just not it doesn't feel like anything like as good as this one. So that's it. Yes, my review. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and then we'll let you know when I produce these videos. And have a look in the playlist. You can see all kinds of things that I review, films, TV shows, and some music. Also, if you do like this video, please give this video a like, because it gets it out into YouTube and all algorithms. And if you've got any comments as well, please put your comments down. I'll always answer your comments. And yeah, that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.